Howdy, everyone. This is Sharon for another conscious sharing moment. And so remember to like and share. Remember to turn on your notifications so that you will know when these conscious sharing moments pop up or live, because of the fact, just like life, we never know the time that something is going to happen. And so this is one reason why there is not a set time for these moments, because they're moments. And also remember to subscribe again so that you will always have access to these conscious sharing moments with Sharon. And so today, what we would talk about is now is the time to step up. And again, with these conscious sharing moments, they are, insights, revelations, aha moments, things that make you go, so that you can be the best version of yourself, no matter where you are. This is for whether you're at work, whether you're at home, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're not in a relationship. But, when it comes to these conscious sharing moments, it's always about the relationship with yourself. It always comes back to us. And the other thing I want to point out too is continuing to point out is with these conscious sharing moments, again, they are for you no matter where you are, because we cannot separate ourselves. When it comes to a job, you cannot compartmentalize yourself to say, oh, well, I have this going on. You may be able to put something a pause, but eventually it's going to well up, pop up. And so this is why it's so important for us to make sure we stay in tune to ourselves. Okay, so but the topic at hand is, and now is the time to step up. And now is the time to step up of where you want to be, show up. And again, let's say you're in a work environment and there is something, you want to either learn more about the job that you already are in, or you want to, let's say, go to the next level, want to be promoted. It may and may not be in that job, because we know how that is. But no matter where you are, you can expand, you can step up, and you get to decide what that is. Now, one thing that I will say, and I have said it here, is something that I have come to realize within myself. It is so important to sit with yourself. You know how they say have a 3, 5, 10, 20-year vision? And it's not when it comes just to your job, but also when it comes to your life, when it comes to both. Because you know what? You are your job, you are your life. And so, again, you cannot separate the two. The other thing is that step up no matter where you are, especially when it comes to your home life. You get to decide what that means for you and really evaluate, because a lot of times we do not sit with ourselves to even know that. Because I know when I first started, this self-care, I just know that I want to touch as many lives, and this is one way that I can do this. But also I have services that I offer as well. And so if you want to learn more about those services, by all means contact me, and you can go to my website. But I will say that things are changing. I'm rebranding and offering more. And so again, when it comes to you, where in your life can you step up? Where in your life can you show up more? But the main thing is to make sure you're showing up for yourself, because it is so easy to do things for other people. And I will say that parts of us are doing it for ourselves. Sometimes it's so that we can shine and we can feel good about ourselves. But a lot of times it is because of maybe we're trying to appease others. Maybe we don't want to rock the boat. And maybe we just don't feel like it, and that's okay. And remember, one time before I talked about no. And with no, it goes both ways, meaning we're teaching people, oh, no is a complete sentence, but also in accepting no, is a complete sentence too. And so it's really important to work with that. And this is why one of the reasons that I say is to really get in touch, with yourself, because what I've discovered, and when I say this, I discovered within myself, but I see it in others as well, is that it's these sensations that go through our bodies that really a lot of us really hadn't been taught to bypass. It's not always I'm just going to say it's not always easy to become unbothered. And for some people, it may be, but for a lot of us, it is something to learn. And so, in saying all of that, this is how you can show up. And so, show up for yourself. Now is the time to step up in whatever your passion, your purpose, your mission is. And let me tell you something, no matter I will say it is beneficial to, go through a coaching program to learn more, to at least get a life coach or a business coach, someone to talk to, because we're always talking about, oh, go see a therapist, go see a therapist. And that is well, if that's within your practice, if that's something that you want to do, because I do believe in choices, because there are so many different ways that you can be well. But the other thing that I will say, sit down again with yourself to say, hey, where do I want my life to be? What do I want to do? This is how you step up. And this is the time to do it, because people are hungry to know, to learn from you, to know what steps that you have done to be able to accomplish, to be wherever that you are. And believe me, oh, I have some stories to tell you. But one thing that I say is that you have your own story and someone needs to hear from you. So now is the time for you to step up so that you can shine and be the best that you can be. Because when you are behind the curtains, because I know a lot of times some people would say, oh, well, I'm behind the scene. I'm one of those persons. And so, but what you do behind the scenes, sometimes people need to know that so that they can shine too. So let's move out into the world so that people can be the best version, because they just may be waiting on you. So again, thank you for listening to this conscious sharing moment. And also what I would like to remind you of is that every Thursday, my podcast, Self Care You podcast, drops. So go ahead and listen to that. And a lot of times there's so many different people that I've had the wonderful opportunity to have conversations with. And it's just different ways of how we can be well, different ways of how you can shine. And you've heard me say this before, I might even say it just like this, but in that it is so important to pour into yourself. And that means in learning, the most important thing is implementing those things. But what are you reading? What are you listening to? What kind of conversations are you having? The main thing is, what conversations are you having with yourself? So go ahead and go over to Self Care You podcast over at Anchor and listen and learn and implement and start off conversations with your family and friends, because that's the other thing for us to be well and do well and be the best versions of ourselves. And in order to step up is so that we can have different, I always say diverse, like-minded people and having conversation and learning different things so that you can be the best version. So again, thank you for your time with Conscious Sharing Moments.